Hello, my name is Rajiv Kumar. I'm an economist, one of the few, I think, which have done two PhDs, one from Lucknow, the other from Oxford. And presently, I am the Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, which is a successor to the Planning Commission. And the chairman of this organization is the Prime Minister. Niti Aayog is the premier think tank of the Government of India, with its mandate to provide transformational ideas for the Indian economy and to look after nearly all the dimensions of development in the country, nurture new ideas, and also bring about greater cohesion in economic policy across the states. In that respect, I think I am now in a position which will be the best aspiration for any practicing economist. And therefore, I am thankful to the fact that all of this has come about because, in my view, I started the practice of Sahaj Yoga in 1988. I was introduced to it at a point of time when I was really in a fix. My life seemed to be going nowhere, and I was looking for the way forward. And when this came to me, and when my energy, the inner energy called the Kundalini, was awakened by another Sahaj Yogi, who was, and not directly by any guru or not by paying any money, etc. I was fortunate then to have started this journey in 1988. I was doubly fortunate because almost in the very beginning, I had the occasion to interact very closely with Sri Mataji, the founder of Sahaj Yoga, who founded it in 1970. Because she had returned at that time from London to India and was for the first time giving her attention to the state of the Indian economy. And being an economist, I had multiple occasions to interact with her, where she would ask me searching questions and also chide me for the state of the Indian economy, which in 1989 was not good at all. So, friends, that's the beginning of my story, and I promise you that it has been a journey with only the upside and literally no downside. I was very fortunate that from the almost from the very beginning that I came into Sahaj Yoga, I got Sri Mataji's guidance and I got Mataji's directions about the Indian economy, about economic policy making, and about some of the concepts of economics. And the one thing that I want to mention here, which I think I haven't mentioned earlier anywhere, is that Sri Mataji started giving her attention to the Indian economy in about 1989-90, when she returned from London to India. And within a year, in 1991, India experienced the biggest reforms and the biggest breakthrough in economics, in her economy, that ever possible since independence. So 1991, when I joined the Ministry of Finance as well, was the period which is still seen as a breakthrough event, a major breakthrough event in Indian economic policy making and the Indian economic trajectory. After that, Sri Mataji would always, in some sense, chide me for saying that I am in a profession which is a dismal science. It is a science which says, insatiable demands and limited means. So you can never meet the demands, and therefore man would always spoil nature. And there she said that one of the messages of Sahaj Yoga, but also the messages of the great Indian tradition, has been that the biggest wealth that you can get is that of satisfaction. And that once your third chakra, which is opened and it works, then you get this huge satisfaction and the ability to enjoy what you have rather than crave for ever more. Now, and she used to say that if all of us became like that, then the economics would not remain a dismal science, but economics could become a science of men's happiness, as it were. And please notice that this changes the whole, the entire trajectory, as it were, or the entire format for economic discipline. Until today, I think this message has not been grasped in its entirety by the world. But now the time has come, with the climate change upon us and the carbon constraint becoming so binding, that unless all of us stop chasing the material wealth and become satisfied with what we have in our multi-dimensional lives, that where we can enjoy nature as well as our family, etc., it is going to be unsustainable and untenable. The second message that I got from Sri Mataji was, it is important to liberate and nurture the spirit of private enterprise, and that governments can't do everything in any country. Individuals with their talents, individuals with their entrepreneurship, individuals with their resources are the driving force for any economy. Now this, you please notice, was hugely important for India, because we had since independence almost adopted a process of central planning and socialist central planning, where state was becoming the most dominant entity in the country, and where private enterprise was being in some sense suppressed through licensing and controls and government restrictions. And the third thing that I must emphasize, which Mataji has always said and emphasized it to me, which is why she encouraged me to go to Manila, is that we are all global citizens. We are not citizens of any country, and we have to look, all Sahaj Yogis have to care for the world, have to care for the entire planet, as it were. And wherever we are, we have to focus on the benevolence of the humanity, rather than divide ourselves into nations and then into states and then into cities, etc. I think for today's world, interconnected as we are, interdependent as we are, I think this message is the key going forward. So friends, I just wanted to let you know that in my life, in my experience, Sahaj Yoga has not only been transformational, but it has been a very benevolent transformation. It has taken care of my family, my own individual health, my career, and also brought to me messages and values which I think are core values for the humanity at the moment. And if we follow those values, if we practice them, we'll be a far better world than what we are.